Yeah, let's open up something new and original. How about Archfiend of Ifnir? What?
Did you call it?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
What? Or Smoldering Suns. Man, I should have started the stream a little bit earlier.
Did you not get that?
Well, I mean, it's there, but it's after all my recording and crap. Okay. Hello and welcome to another Amonkhet Draft event. This is Old Man Poole. I have opened up a couple of really sweet cards here. We have both an Archfiend of Ifnir and a Sweltering Suns. I actually was just barely thinking that I really want to be playing an Archfiend. Haven't seen it actually in the format. I think I've seen it once. But it's one of the better cycling payoffs, and I kind of want to try making another cycling deck, so that seems pretty sweet. Sweltering Suns is also fantastic, and I think they're probably comparable in power level. The Archfiend's maybe a little bit stronger, I think, even. The fact that if your opponent can't kill this, if you have any cycling effects at all, you just start getting crazy amounts of values. Pretty sweet. So we'll take an Archfiend here. There's also a bunch of other good red cards in the pack and no good black cards, so slight upside. But we're going to do it. Cycling, here we come. If we are in the mind to go into that deck, Wandering Death is quite good. A lot of times you can get that a little bit later, but it's maybe good enough that I should just pick it up here. If we aren't just forcing that deck, there are a couple other good things as well. I like Hooded Brawler, Emberhorn Minotaur, Ret Crop Spearmaster are all good aggressive cards, but they don't fit super well into a cycling deck. Laybearer of the Heart is also fine. I think that actually Wandering Death is probably about as likely to come around though, and I think we want Wandering Death more. So I'm going to pick that here. Okay, here we have another Wandering Death, which is fine but not crazy exciting. Seeker of Insight, which I guess there was one of those in the last pack too, which again is not real exciting. There's Desert Ceradon, which is a fine cycler, but not like super crazy strong. Time to Reflect. A bunch of kind of okay things. I'm actually just going to take another Wandering Death. We're going to do this. And I think in the cycling deck, Wandering Death is very, very good. Horror of Broken Lands is also a pretty good payoff for that deck. This is a little bit of a late even win guide. I think in general the white-blue Embalm deck is not one of the best in the format, but that is a powerful card in it. It is one of the reasons to be there. But yeah, we're happy to pick up a Horror here. That is a very good payoff for black decks. Dispossess is not. We could pick up a Doom Dissenter here, which is fine. A Fanbearer, which is white and quite good. A very good defensive card, which our cycling decks tend to be a lot of the time. But I think it's... I mean, we've passed a couple of pretty good white cards already. A couple of Spearmasters. So I think here we either take one of our blue cards, maybe Gale Strike I like a lot, maybe Doom Dissenter. I think I'm just going to pick up a Gale Strike here. Blue-black is one of the better combinations for the cycling deck. I think River Serpent's likely to wheel. And Gale Strike's a pretty powerful effect. The fact that it hits cartouches and a lot of other, just all the ordinary instant speed combat tricks that opponents might try and play makes it pretty good. Okay, here we've got Not Wild About Bontu's Monument, Festering Mummy and Blighbat are both okay. Illusory Wrappings is kind of unexciting. I like Nefcrop Entangler, but it's kind of a ways away from the sort of deck we'd want to be playing. I guess maybe a Festering Mummy is just a good roadblock. I think Blighbat is also fine. It might even be a better pickup for us here. But I think the plan with cycling decks a lot of the time is to eke out advantage over kind of a longer game, and Festering Mummy does do a very good job of gumming up the ground. It's difficult for your opponent to attack into, especially if they're the sort of deck that you really want to avoid fighting on the ground. So we have a little bit of a crossroads here. Even Initiate's just an all-around better card. Compelling Argument is obviously a cycling card, but it doesn't do much else. You want to take the Even Initiate. It is a little bit late here. And just say that hopefully we'll see a couple more compelling arguments come around. But we're not, other than the Archfiend, we don't have any. Well, I guess the Horror's a pretty good cycling payoff too. I take that back. Worth noting there's a really late Greater Sandworm here. I think that card's great. Okay, Naga Oracle or Doom Dissenter. I like me a Naga Oracle. Doom Dissenter is a 2-drop though, which we're kind of woefully low on now. There's a good chance one of those is going to come around. I think we had one coming in a couple of packs here. Let's see if we can wheel that. There's some other reasonable black in that pack, I want to say too. Naga Oracle's a pretty powerful effect as well. Okay, here our first pack come around. We have a Seeker of Insight, which is fine. Works well with cycling, although is, I think, kind of low impact in general. I picked this card fairly highly early on in the format. Just, cyclers in general are very good, but it's a little bit clunky. It works well with various instances you can play in your opponent's turn, but if you have to do it before combat or interrupt with your opponent's combat, then it's less good. Because then you can't use it as a blocker as well. The fact that it's not always a cycler and it's not always a blocker does kind of hurt it in both directions. A lot of times when you really desperately want to be able to cycle, or because your mana's screwed or something and you maybe have a spell that's really good, but you just cannot play it. Okay. In that vein, it may be correct to take the cancel over another Seeker here. Cancel is good with Seeker. I'm not sure we really are at the point right now where we want 2 of these. So let's take a cancel here. I think the pick is kind of close, and I'd probably rather have 2 Seekers than 2 cancels, but I think we'll take a Dune Beetle here over another cancel. This is a pretty reasonable sideboard card. Against some decks, it's quite good. Cool. I'm glad we got a compelling argument come back around. This will almost certainly make our main deck. Sure, we'll take another cancel. Probably don't want to play it, but who knows. Alright, sure. Lux River Shrine. I've never played this card, and I don't really think I'm going to. Maybe in some matchups would be okay if it didn't cost a mana to activate, but ugh. Pretty bad, honestly. Okay, here we have a couple of good cards that aren't necessarily for us. I really like Cartouche Strength, Talkrop Elite, True Heart Twins are all great in their own decks. I do like Canyon Slough a fair amount, although I'm not sure it's first pickable. It is a cycling land in a deck that really wants cyclers, but I really like Soul Stinger. I think it's great in defensive decks like this. Works quite well with Festering Mummy, Doom Dissenters if they come around. I think that's just the pick here. I'm not opposed to another Gale Strike as well, but I really like me a Soul Stinger. Cartouche of Ambition's a good pickup here. We're a little bit light on creatures, although we have, I guess they're mostly top end. We've only got 1 creature that costs less than 2 or less. Cartouche is still very good, even if it's a little slower though. I think it's enough better than Splendid Agony that I should pick it up here. Yep. Would love to see some Top Crop Skirmishers, Wasteland Scorpion for instance. Payless Vizier, Shimmerscale Drake, and Wasteland Scorpion are all cards we would like to have in this deck. Tempted to take the Drake. I think it's the highest power card there. Payless Vizier, I think, will come around. But I think we actually have to start taking some lower drops, so maybe the Wasteland Scorpion's the way to go. We'll feel really bad if we just end up with massive top end and nothing to do with it. So I think I'm going to take the Scorpion. That hurts though. I really like Shimmerscale Drake. Okay. Here we have a host of interesting picks. I don't think we're in the Lord of the Accursed deck, unfortunately. And I think that Shadow of the Grave is just bad. Even if you're truly cycling, you have to have a lot of cyclers for that card to be good in your deck. You want to take the Splendid Agony here. It's a good removal spell. A little bit of a shame to do it over the Drake, but I think it's fairly premier. It's a little bit slow, but does some serious work. Here we have Floodwaters or another Festering Mummy. I like taking the Mummy, honestly. Again, it's not a bad ground blocker. I think we need a few more of those in this deck so far. You just need kind of more creatures in general. Wandering Death will be better with more creatures. Like I said, we have a couple of cycling payouts, but we're not crazy hard in that deck. And Archfiend is a fine card even without the cyclers. The the ultimate greed test. Pull from Tomorrow is a really powerful effect. I really like it. Talk Crop Skirmisher may be correct, though. We need 2-drops. We are going to die to 2-drops. It's hard, though, because this effect feels just so much more replaceable than a Pull from Tomorrow. There are very few draw spells that I think you really are excited to play in the format. I mean, I guess the only other one that comes to mind is the Hieroglyphic Illumination, and that one's kind of eh. I guess the Blue Trial's pretty good. Ugh. It's my weakness. I am going to take the pull, but that may not be correct. Maybe if I was a little bit more disciplined, I should take the Talk Crop Skirmisher there, because we need our 2-drops, and we are not there yet. Okay. Whew. Another kind of hard pick. Even Initiate's more powerful. Essence Scatter is something we can do on turn 2, though. So I think I'm actually going to take the Essence Scatter. Feels a little bit bad, but we've taken a lot of greedy upper end picks. I think we need to get some stuff that's a little bit lower. Essence Scatter isn't bad. It is good with Seeker of Insight. It's a fine card in a lot of ways. And Crab's okay, and may end up making our deck, actually. Not something we're crazy excited about, but not bad. I think I'm going to take out the Cancel for now. I think we're going to hope not to play that. Ooh, that is a late Gale Strike. Don't think we're going to take the Grasping Dunes here, because I think we're likely to end up playing 16, maybe even 15 lands if we get enough cyclers, and I don't think we can afford to play colorless lands if we're doing that. But Gale Strike's a welcome pickup. And Windsor Rebuke or the Wrappings. I don't mind a Windsor Rebuke. We may just need more removal, though. Winds does work well with Seeker, which is worth noting. I feel like Illusory Wrappings is just such a weak card in general. I think I'm going to take the Winds. We already have a couple of bounce spells, but I think it's okay. We have a couple of things that sling -1/-1 counters. The Soul Stinger with Festering Mummy, Splendid Agony, Cartesian Ambition, Archfiend. We hopefully will have a couple of things that interact. Ooh, cool. That is a late pickup, Shimmer Scale Drake. We're happy to have it. Ooh, and I think we're going to take another one over Compelling Argument here. Wow. Those are both really, really late picks there. I'm surprised to see them. Alright, well, we are definitely fine on our top end here. Talk Crop Skirmisher, best card in our next packs. I probably should have taken it over the Pull from Tomorrow. Pull from Tomorrow is just so much sweeter, though. Okay. I like quite a few cards in this pack. I like Vizier of Tumbling Sands quite a bit. It's actually kind of a ramp spell, which might actually not be too bad in this deck. The fact that it untaps things is valuable as well. Can potentially get an opponent, like it is pretty good if you got like a horror, you get to ambush your opponent. Even Initiate's very powerful. Or maybe okay just taking another 3-drop. I like Cartouche of Knowledge as well. Although a lot of our threats already have flying in this deck, Cartouche may not be at its best here. I think I'm going to take the Vizier. We've had one Even Initiate come around fairly late previously, and I think that this card is pretty good for us. It's another 3-drop, which helps shore us up a little as well. Interesting to note that Shadow of the Grave did not wheel for us last turn, or last game, but I think it's probably still not that great. You gonna take the Horror over the Wasteland Scorpion? Man, every time we see cards, I'm just taking the expensive ones. I think it is correct, though. It is so good as a payoff in our deck, and we have a lot of cyclers. We need our horrors. And there's another one. Approach of the Second Sun. So good. I think Ruthless Sniper is the pick here, though. This is a loaded pack, though. Scaled Behemoth, Approach, Cartouche, Magma Spray. Tons of great stuff here. Ruthless Sniper is good, though. With as many cycling effects as we have, it'll probably help hold down the board in the early game, and I think we need our help there. This is a little bit of an expensive effect, but it's good late, good early. This is a very good card against a lot of the red aggressive decks, because each can just pepper down their attackers. You know, I think our deck is pretty reasonable. I'm not sure it's in the great category, but I think it's pretty reasonable. We have high power level, just kind of a crappy curve. Right now we have literally a 1/2 drop. Oh wow, Honored Hydra. No, we can't be that greedy. If we're playing a bunch of cycling cards, we don't have Evolving Wilds we can use either yet. Honored Hydra is great card. I can't believe it's... What pick is this? 4th? Wow. We're really gonna take like an Ancient Crab over that? Ugh. I think we are. That feels so bad. I don't think we're gonna see another Evolving Wilds, and even if we did, it's probably greedy though. Oh, that's tragic. Ooh, Doom Dissenter. Oh no, an Evolving Wilds. Oh, oh man. Okay. Well, I think we want Doom Dissenter rather than Miasmic Mummy. Works well with our single Soul Stinger, and also is a better stalling blocker. It jumps twice. Oh wow, it's a really late item spray. Here we have, that's a late Prepare to Fight too. There's been a lot of good cards in these couple of packs. I don't think we need Cryptic Serpent. I guess we have only one compelling argument. Yeah, I don't think Serpent's really where we want to be. I think another Naga Oracle though. I do like that card. It is another reasonable defender a lot of the time as well. Let's just go up the board and wait until we get our flyers or our horrors online. Another Wandering Death? Or do we want a Scarab Feast? We might actually want a Scarab Feast more. Is that incorrect? It seems unlikely we're going to end up playing more than one Wander per game and really being excited about it. Whereas the cycling effect is always good. I think I'm actually going to take the Scarab Feast here. The fact that it cycles for one less is pretty relevant. It means that Ruthless Sniper can utilize it a little bit earlier. That's more likely to turn like Archfiend or the Horrors on for cheaper. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a Scarab Feast. I don't think these are correct. That does not look like a Cradle of the Accursed. Commit to Memory. I don't really know how playable this is. Target spell or non-land permanent onto its owner's library, second from the top. So it is kind of a counter spell. And then each player shuffles his or her hand and graveyard and draws 7 cards. I have kind of a poor idea how good that card is. I think I'm going to take it over Wandering Death. I don't really know how great it is. We already have a couple of Wanders, and I think that is kind of our limit. Ooh, Ava Initiate's good to come around. Again, I really like Cartouche of Knowledge, but it's not its best in this deck, and having a few more creatures is probably good for us. I don't think we play this. Yeah, it just doesn't seem that good. Neither half seem real stellar. It's kind of an expensive counterspell, and then if we're not abusing memory, it's not that great either. Alright, Shadow of the Grave. River Serpent. I like me a River Serpent. Again, anything that cycles for 1 I think is exciting in this deck. I guess maybe Trespasser's Curse? Maybe Shadow of the Grave is playable in this deck. Maybe we'll try for it. It's always looked like a trap to me, but sometimes it's gotta be good, right? Sometimes it's gotta be good. That feels erroneous if I've ever heard it. Okay, let me split out my cards into our creatures and non-creatures, and I will be right back. Okay, here we go. So we have a good number of cuts we need to make. I think Winds is getting cut. I think Gale Strike is just going to be better most of the time. I do like having Essence Scatter. I guess maybe we should move down our cheap cyclers. Because those are both definitely in cycling camp. River Serpent probably is as well. So we have a lot of cycling we can do early. We have very few creatures we can play though. It's a trap. So good though, think of the value. We cycle 2 cards. We just wipe their board with Archfiend. Yeah, you're right, it's probably still bad. Like, even the best case scenario of this card is you probably cycled like 2 cards. So it's like a cheap divination. And the worst case scenario is really, really, really bad. Yeah, it's a trap. You're right. Credit to Umbersolus in the chat for calling us out. The dream is just so alive, but it's probably not good. Okay. I like both of those, I think. I think I'm going to cut A, now get Oracle. And maybe a Drake? It feels like a mistake. These cycle away. They're always powerful. All of our top end has cycling, which is nice. Again, I'm a little bit worried that we just are not going to be doing that much early, but all of our top does have cycling. Maybe cut a Gale Strike. They're kind of bad if we have a bunch just sitting in our hand. I think we're okay probably playing even as low as 15 land in this deck. Even though we do want to get up to our 5. Yeah. We have so much cycling. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cyclers are playing main deck. Yeah, I think I'm going to play 15 lands. Maybe greedy. Maybe we should be okay with more, because I mean, if we're playing even initiates from the graveyard, we're cycling things late game, like we want to have lots of mana and pull from tomorrow. So maybe let's do 16. Hitting our land drops early is going to be important. And I think not hitting our land drops is a lot worse for this deck than flooding is. Wandering Death is hard to cut because it just ends up being so good a lot of the time. How often does Seeker of Insight hit for us? 1, 2, 3. You have 3, 4, I guess, with pull. And potentially we play like a cartouche or something and get a little bit more value, although we can't use that on my opponent's turn, which is when it's the best. Maybe we'd be better off with the Dune Beetle. I think we're going to keep a Seeker for now. And I just don't know what to cut. I need to make 3 cuts. Vesture Mummy I think is probably better than Seeker at stalling up the ground. Should probably just cut one of our bigger threats. So I guess maybe that means like a Shimmerscale Drake. Maybe that means an Aven Initiate. That's kind of bad. Maybe Gale Strike. Maybe Floodwaters. Something like this, main deck. Okay, well we have a lot of good sideboard options, a lot of things that we could bring in, things that are good in longer games. I think this might be our playable set right here, though. Things like Dune Beetle, though, or Ancient Crabs might come in. Floodwaters, Gale Strike. Man, cutting Shimmerscale Drake feels so bad. Well, the Gale Strike does too. We have a lot of good playables. I don't really know what we cut over the Drake, frankly. And our payoffs are all on the expensive side, except for the Ruthless Sniper, so we do have to get there. Okay, let's start like this. Add in, I think... do we want to be one heavier? We got 1... I guess those are all cycle for black. Yeah, let's do 9-7. That's correct. Okay, let's save this match. Or save this deck and go into our match 1.